Hello students, welcome to the Agriculture channel. So today we are going to cover one important chapter that is related to mineralization of nitrogen in soil. So basically the broad chapter that is we can say the broad chapter is transformation of nitrogen in soil. Transformation of nitrogen in soil. So while considering the transformation of nitrogen in soil, there are two important things. One will be mineralization, another will be immobilization. So let us first understand what is the difference between mineralization and immobilization. So here let us first see mineralization. So there are two, whatever the compounds are there or the elements are there, these elements either present in the form of organic or in the form of inorganic. But if I will ask you whether if any plant is there, whether this plant will uptake the nutrients in the form of organic or in the form of inorganic, so the answer will be always inorganic. So that means we can say the ions or the elements which is present in the form of inorganic, it is called as available form. Available form of element for what? For the plant. So organic form of element, it is not available to the plant. It is not available to the plant. Suppose I am saying the nitrogen. So if the element is nitrogen, so I will see the inorganic part. Inorganic part means mostly ionic form. Whether it may be NH4 plus, that is ammonium ion, or it may be NO3 minus, that is nitrate ion. These are in which form? These are in inorganic form. So these ionic forms are available to the plant, hence these ions can be obtaken by the plant. But if we will see this nitrogen also present in the soil in the form of organic, so we can say it's the protein. But this from the protein, though nitrogen is present, but this nitrogen is not available to the plant. Okay, so there is a process of conversion of this organic form of nitrogen, to inorganic, or we can say the non-available form of nitrogen to available form of nitrogen is called as mineralization. Okay, so the reverse process is called as immobilization. So there are some microorganisms which will also uptake this elemental form of nutrients or ionic form of nutrients into their body, then it is called as immobilization. Okay, so there are two terms, one is mineralization, another is immobilization. So what do you mean by mineralization? From organic form of nutrient or non-available form of nutrient to inorganic form or available form conversion is called as mineralization. Then what is immobilization? Just the opposite process, from available form to non-available form or inorganic form of nutrient to organic form of nutrient is called as immobilization. So now today we are going to study about the mineralization process of nitrogen in the soil. As we have already told, mineralization means organic form of nitrogen to inorganic form of nitrogen. This is which form? Is this organic nitrogen form is available to plant? No, this is our non-available form, but this is our available form. All these mineralization process and immobilization process are mostly carried out by different microorganisms. So now we will see. So here you can see the mineralization is a process by which nitrogen in which form? In organic form or organic compounds, it becomes converted into inorganic compound, such as either it may be ionic form NH4 plus or nitrate form, there is NO3 minus ions. And these inorganic ions, there is NH4 plus and NO3 minus, these are available to the plant. Okay, so this mineralization process include 3 steps. One is called as ammonization, another is called as ammonification, another is called as nitrification. So one by one we will cover these 3 steps. So first of all, what is ammonization? Let us see this flow chart. So first of all, whatever the organic matter, suppose I will say, suppose this is a dead organic matter is there, dead organic matter. So suppose this is a dead organic matter. This dead organic matter contains nitrogen, but this nitrogen, or suppose we can say the plant or any animal, this nitrogen which is present in the plant body or animal body, suppose this is present in which form? Protein form. This protein is a which form of nitrogen? This is our organic form of nitrogen. So now what will happen? So now first of all, the organic nitrogen will convert it to amines, as we called as amino acids. This way now. So now what will happen? Organic nitrogen will convert to amines. This process is called as aminization. Then from the amines, now inorganic ions, that is ammonium ion, will be formed. This process is called as ammonification. Then from ammonium to nitrate, this process is called as nitrification. Okay, so one by one we will cover. Okay, so first from organic to amines, these are called as aminization. From amines to inorganic ammonium ion is called as ammonification. Then from ammonium to nitrate, this is called as nitrification. If you will notice, then you can see in ammonium NH4 plus is there, but in nitrate oxygen is there. That means nitrification, in the case of nitrification, hydrogen is removed, but oxygen is added. Hence it is called as nitrification is oxidation process. So in this case we will go one by one. So let us first understand the first thing, that is called as the aminization. So already we have seen that aminization means, so here you can see the diagram, from proteins, which is the organic form, now it will convert it to amines or whatever the carbons. As you know that in case of protein, carbon is present, hydrogen is present, oxygen is present, nitrogen is present, and phosphorus is also present for bond formation. So all these things. So these from this protein, amines will be formed and some carbon dioxide gas will be released, and other energy and other products will be also released. But this aminization process, as we know that whatever the mineralization as well as the emulsion process, all are carried out by the microorganisms. But now the question is, whatever the microbes, whether it may be bacteria or whether it may be fungi, all these microorganisms are mostly heterotrophic in nature. What do you mean by heterotrophic? As you know that there are two terms. One is heterotrophic, another is autotrophic. So in case of heterotrophic, here the plants or microorganisms, whatever the microorganisms, they depend on the others for their food purpose. But what do you mean autotrophs? Auto means they can prepare the food by themselves. These are called as autotrophs. So here the microorganisms, whatever the aminization process is there, they are mostly heterotrophic in nature. So predominantly bacteria, as you know that bacteria and fungi. So fungi you will find in the acidic soils, whereas bacteria, they are mostly found in the neutral and alkaline soils. So this is a decomposition. Here it is a hydrolytic decomposition of proteins from combined nitrogenous compounds to amines by which bacteria or which organisms? By heterotrophic organisms. Then coming to ammonification. So considering the ammonification process, so first one is we have seen the aminization. Then coming to ammonification means from amines. From amines what we will found? We will found ammonical compound, that is NH4 plus. Ammonical compounds, it is also done by the heterotrophic microorganisms. Okay, so this is the diagram. We can see whatever the amines we will found. You can see whatever the amines we will found, these amines will react with the water. So this is a hydrolytic action, or we can say hydrolysis, or we can say hydrolysis. But this hydrolysis is carried out by the heterotrophic microorganisms. So these amines will react with the water to give ammonia, there is NH3, and other nitrogen based alcohol or energy. This ammonia again react with water molecule to give NH4 ion and OH minus. So we can see whenever there is ammonification process is there, you can notice here, whenever there will be ammonification process, you can find out OH minus ion is released. So in your soil the pH will increased. Okay, in which process? In the process of ammonification. So where the amines, this is our amine, the amines are converted to NH4 plus. So now if we'll see, now this is all these reactions are occurring inside the soil. So inside your soil, after ammonification, your NH4 plus will be released. So now what will be happen to this NH4 plus? What are the fates of NH4 plus? Means what will happen to this NH4 plus ion or ammonium ion? So there will be 5 different ways through which the NH4 plus ion will goes on. So first of all, this NH4 plus ion may be absorbed by the plant. This NH4 plus ion may be absorbed by the plant. This is mostly found in which case? In case of anaerobic soil. In which soil? Anaerobic soil, or we can say submerged soil. We will see why it is submerged soil. So it is found in the submerged soil. So whatever the NH4 plus ions will be released from the ammonification process, this NH4 plus will be obtaken by the plant. Then this is first one. Coming to second one. Now NH4 plus, if in your soil oxygen is present, that is we can say aerobic soil, that means oxygen is present. It is not waterlogged soil. So aeration is there, oxygen is present. So this NH4 plus will react with the oxygen to give nitrate ion. As we have seen, this process is called as nitrification. So first one, either it may be absorbed by the plant NH4 plus directly. Mostly it is in case of submerged soil, because here oxygen is absent. So there is no nitrification. Nitrification is not present in case of submerged soil. So now whatever the nitrogen in case of submerged soil are there, they are mostly present in which form? Reduced form. That is NH4 plus. This is which form? This is the reduced form of nitrogen, mostly found in the anaerobic soil. But nitrate, this nitrate is oxidized form. Our nitrate is oxidized form. This is oxidized form. Okay, so now it is mostly found in case of aerobic soil. This is second case. Then the third case, as I have told, there are some microorganisms, in order to make their proteins, they will absorb this NH4 plus ionic form of nitrogen, and they will incorporate this nitrogen into their body in terms of proteins, and this process is called as this nitrogen NH4 process there. These are the microorganisms, they will uptake this nitrogen and make into protein. This is, that means here there is a conversion of inorganic to organic, because inorganic, what is inorganic? There is NH4 plus which is present in the soil, this is inorganic form. But when the microorganisms will uptake this NH4 plus and they will produce proteins, now this becomes organic form. So this process is called as immobilization. This process is called as immobilization. In the upcoming chapters we will read details what is the difference between immobilization, mobilization, or we can say mineralization, and what are the conditions, the CN ratio will be there. So you will see one after another. Then the fourth case one, this NH4 plus, as you know that most of the clay particles, the surface of the clay particles are negatively charged. These are negatively charged. But your NH4 plus is positively charged. Your ammonical ion is positively charged. So there is a strong interaction or attraction force between negative and positive charge. Ionic force of attraction will be there. So that is why this NH4 plus, whatever the NH4 plus ions are there in the soil solution, they will move to the clay surface and they will be fixed. So this clay fixation of the NH4 plus fixation in the clay particles mostly found in case of 2:1 type of clay mineral, whether it may be montmorillonite or it may be vermiculite or it may be illite. All these are 2:1, but please answer in the comment section whether which one is 2:1 expanding, which one is non-expanding, and which one is limited expanding. Please comment in the lecture. Then the fifth one is called as the volatilization loss. As you see, in case of alkaline pH, in case of high pH of the soil, this NH4 plus ion will be converted to ammonia gas. Now this ammonia gas will be released to the atmosphere, which is called as volatilization. Okay, so again you can see in this case, nitrification process. This nitrate, after conversion of this nitrate, either it will be uptaken by the plant or it will be leached, or it will move down to the soil or leaching to the soil away from the root zone. Now it is a loss. Why nitrate it is leaching? Because nitrate is negatively charged, hence the clay has negative charge, but nitrate has negative charge, clay has negative charge, so there will be repulsion force. So as well as nitrate ions are highly mobile in nature, so in this case the nitrate ions, it will leach down and move away from the root zone. So these are the different phases of ammonical form of nitrogen. Then next, coming to last process, that is called as the nitrification. So what do you mean by nitrification? So it is a microbial oxidation process. So what do you mean by oxidation? Oxidation means what? Oxidation means either removal of hydrogen or addition of oxygen. So here nitrification means what? Whatever the ammonical form of nitrogen you have found in the previous process, that is called as the ammonification process, now it is oxidized to give nitrate form of nitrogen. So let us see what it means. So this is two-way process. So the basic nitrification is whatever the NH4 plus I have found in the previous step, it will be oxidized to give nitrate. This is called as the nitrification. But this process of conversion of ammonical form of nitrogen to process of conversion of ammonical form of nitrogen to nitrate form of nitrogen, it completes by going with two steps. It requires two steps. So in the first step, this NH4 plus will be converted to NO2 minus, that is nitrite, and in the second step this nitrite is again converted to nitrate. So the final conversion, it requires two steps. So both the process is called as nitrification process. But now most important thing is that there are some specific microorganisms which will go for first process, and other specific microorganisms which will convert in the, which will require for the second step. So there will be two step reaction. So in the first step, that is conversion of ammonium to nitrite, the microorganisms are required are nitrosomonas, nitrosolubos, and nitrospira. Majorly nitrosomonas is majorly found. But in case of suppose you are applying FYM or any compost, in this case there is a significant amount of nitrosolubos you can find out. So in the second step, where the nitrite will be converted to nitrate, so the bacteria mostly found, that is nitrobacter, it is responsible. Okay, so let us come to the reaction. So in the earlier case you find that NH4 plus, that is ammonical form of nitrogen you have found. This is which form? Ammonical form. I have told this ammonical form of nitrogen is mostly present in submerged soil or anaerobic soil. This is which form of nitrogen? This is reduced form of nitrogen. So now in presence of nitrosomonas, which are obligatory aerobic, obligatory means they compulsory, they require oxygen. So obligatory aerobic. So this nitrosomonas bacteria will help in the oxidization process. You can see here addition of oxygen is there. So it is a which process? Oxidation process. So this oxygen will come from where? This oxygen come from soil. This oxygen come from the soil. So this is called as aerobic soil. Hence the nitrification process, it must be followed in which soil? In case of aerobic soil. So now in the first step, NH4 plus ion will react with the oxygen to give nitrite. This is our nitrite. Water will be released and H plus will be released. So as you can see in the first process, in the first step, H plus ion or hydrogen ion is released, hence your soil pH will decrease. So you have already seen in the ammonification process. So here you can see already in the ammonification process, which one is released? OH minus is released. Soil pH is increasing, but in case of nitrification process, H plus is released, so your soil pH is decreasing, so your soil becomes acidic. Okay, so now in the second step, whatever the nitrite is released in the first step, again it will react with the oxygen to give nitrate. This is our nitrate. This is our final product of nitrification. So this conversion of nitrite to nitrate, one bacteria is needed, which is called as nitrobacter. Okay, so for conversion of ammonical form of nitrogen to nitrite, nitrosomonas is required, but from conversion of for the conversion of nitrite to nitrate, nitrobacter is required, and both of these bacteria are obligatory aerobic in nature, as well as they are also autotrophic in nature. They can prepare their food by themselves. So here you can see the overall reaction. If we'll see, the NH4 plus will react with oxygen in presence of nitrosomonas, and it will the product is nitrite, or you can say HNO2, and 2H plus is released. Again, in the second step, this nitrite will react with oxygen to give nitrobacter. In presence of nitrobacter to give nitrate ion, and by addition of this two step, so HNO2 HNO2 will be cancelled. So what we will find out? 2NH4 plus, 3 oxygen or 1 oxygen, 4 oxygen, and there will be 2NO3 and 4H plus will be released and 2 water molecule will be released. So all over you can see nitrification is a which process? Oxidation process. So microorganisms are mostly autotrophic in nature, and in which soil the bacteria is found? Mostly they are found in case of slightly acidic to neutral soil. So thank you. So in the coming lecture we will see the factors affecting. In the coming lecture we will see the factors affecting the mineralization process. Thank you.